How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. Welcome to your Saturday live stream. I believe I'm going to be by myself today because, as some of you all may know, we are flying out to Japan in a little bit. So, sorry, gotta keep that down. So, yeah, this is the Saturday Q&A where you ask the questions, I answer them, and I usually have my wonderful, beautiful wife helping me, but she's not feeling too good. So it's not that she's sick. It's overwhelming to get packed and realize, oh wow, we're leaving in a couple of days for a while. So here we are. I will be here. Although probably I shouldn't have been, but that's okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna ride it out, baby. We're gonna ride it out. How's everybody doing this wonderful Saturday morning and Sunday, wherever you are? Before I go ahead and get started, though, I do want to say that we lost a giant in the industry, a giant who built other giants in the comic book industry. And of course, I'm talking about John Romita Sr. I've said my piece a little bit on Wednesday night on the movie show that Amanda and I have. And I did a little TikTok that we couldn't, for some reason, put on YouTube. But yes, he will be completely missed. And careers were built upon his training and tutelage, like just training artists how to become better. And of course, John Romita Sr. Spider-Man forever changed the way we looked at comics. It could be movies. So rest in peace to a true legend. Yeah. So I figured I'd get that first out there. Yeah, that's how I feel. And I never know when to start saying things. Like, it feels like we live in a world where everybody wants to be first. And I think it comes from a great place, but then sometimes people just want to be first to get likes and all kinds of hits. So that's why I really didn't do a video on my favorite John Romita Sr. things. Just like when George Paydez passed away, I always feel weird about that stuff. Anyway, but he will be missed. And I know John Romita Jr., his son, absolutely loved and worshiped the ground his father lived on. Like when I talked to him last year at Heroes Con, he was worried about his dad being sick. And it kind of reminded me of the relationship my father and I have. No matter what you're doing, you put down to be with your family. Japan, thank you so much for that, Jack Ferry. Yes, that's where we're heading. Kevin, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for the super sticker and super chat. Big good morning. Wishing you all the best on your big trip. I am, I don't think it's hit me yet, which is kind of weird because I've been busy reading and filming and editing. I think it will hit me the night before we leave that, oh gosh, we're going away for a while. So yeah, I think that's when it will hit me. Good morning from Indiana. What's up, Adam? And hello, everyone. Good morning, Omar from Texas. I hope you have a great time in Japan. Read some good anime. Hey, I sure will. Rest in peace, John Romita Sr. Absolutely. Rest in peace, John Romita Sr. 1930 to 2023, 93 years old. It's a good run. 93, a good long haul. Absolutely. But, when somebody's a big part of your life like that, it's never a good enough long haul. What's up, Mark Zimmer? How are you, sir? Nice shirt. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, brother. I've worn this on the show before. Actually, on my birthday, I ended up wearing it. My buddy Patrick got it for me when he was in Disney World. And good morning, Dylan. How are you? And happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Everyone out there that is playing the role of father or just a father out there. Were you at SmackDown last night? No, I was not. I was not at SmackDown. I haven't been to SmackDown in a long time. Hey, Omar, I've been following your recommendations, and I must say, wow, just read Our Little Secret, now reading Monsters, and next up is Deadly Class. Deluxe, greetings from Greece. Okay, it's a good wow. Sometimes it surprises me. You never know, because people are like, hey, I follow your recommendations. And wow, they were awful. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. I have not read Night Fever. As a matter of fact, I just got it in yesterday. I got it in with the Unwritten. So probably may take it. I got to make decisions, right? I got to see what goes on the plane with me. Thank you so much, brother. This is from Quack. Is that the Death Star? you have a Death Star Lego Star Wars? This will be my opening way to trying to get a Secret Wars 2 Omnibus reprint. Please vote for it. Carry on. You the man. Thank you. I actually have the list of reprints, but they haven't chosen the covers yet. And one of the books, I tried to see if they could change the name, the branding of it. But it makes sense why they're not going to after I talk to them. So I won't explain it on the video. When I announce it, you'll know the book I'm talking about because it was an event, but it could fit into a future volume of something. And I was like, why don't we just make it a volume blah? I said, I'm sorry. Why don't you all just make it a volume blah? And and they kept going back and forth. And David was like, let me sleep on it. And then they kept going back and forth, the collected editions team. And then they said, well, this is the reason why. And it makes sense now. And I'll speak more of it after I announce it. So probably sometime after I come back. You think there's hope for Absolute Fables to come back after the Hush Omni returned? Anything is possible, right? Dude, that Hush, the Hush saga was crazy. It was something that was solicited 4 years ago, and now it's coming back, which is just insane. I think Absolute Fables was in the catalog after Hush, though. After Hush got canceled. Because remember, it became an unrunning joke that, oh, here comes some catalog books. Oh, don't worry, they're going to get canceled. Maybe somewhere out there, somebody kept all these files. Fun fact, JR isn't an actual junior because he and his dad have the same middle names. He's talked about how people called him John Romita Jr. initially as a prerogative because his dad is such a legend. It's a good problem to have. Pre-order the reprint of Nightfall Omnibus Volume 1. Does anyone know if they're going to reprint 2 and 3 yet? Not yet, but we do know that reprints are on the schedule from DC Comics, like Absolute Transmetropolitan, Absolute Dark Knight. So the reprints are coming. Melanie is feeling a little bit under the weather, Bar. I think it's finally hit that we're going to be gone from home for a couple of weeks, so she's trying to get everything together, and it's just becoming a stressful. She may join me a little bit later. I don't know, but I'm completely okay. Just I'm going to try to roll solo and do this. Omar, have a fantastic trip with the family. Thank you so much, Gary. You deserve an amazing break for what you do for the community. Enjoy and travel safe. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Good morning, Omar. How much double dipping will there be between the Hush Saga and Paul Dini Omnis? So let me take this question and actually explain what happened. So when Hush Saga Omnibus was first put into the catalog, people were excited. People that loved Hush. There was no Paul Dini Omnibus. And for the first time, we've had a lot of these books in oversized format. When they pulled it from the catalog, and by the way, it was still on Amazon for a couple of years afterwards, and maybe you can still find it, it was replaced by the Paul Dini Omnibus. And a lot of people were like, oh, this is even better. I think I'm one of the few people that actually liked Hush Returns, and I know it's a mess and it's not for everybody, but I think there were some good things that were happening through those pages. And it became kind of less of a mess because some of the stories from Hush Returns takes place during the War Games saga. So that replaced. I want to say, just off the top of my head, about 16, 17 issues of Paul Dini's run will be in this Hush Omnibus. If you have Hush, it's going to be in here too, but it'll have the 4 extra pages. So a lot of double dipping for people. I mean, it's 12 issues, 17 issues. I mean, you're looking at almost 30 issues of double dipping. And something to think about, of course. You got to be a big Hush fan, or you may not have Hush in oversized format, and this might be the way to get it. Morning, Omar. Now that Trials of X is finished, I figured out I'll need to get 33 paperbacks to catch up to the end of Krakoa. Yes, I'm so sorry. I was also not happy about that. I understand, but the anthology was the best way I like collecting it. And it just seems like they couldn't get caught up. I mean, they were, my goodness, what are they finally on? Sabretooth, I think. Yeah, so they were months behind on that. But I'm going to miss them. Everything will get a new 52 Flash Volume 2 for the Omni. Yeah, maybe. It seems like DC for a while was focusing on New 52. That code, yes, this is the duck shirt. I love this shirt. Don't worry, Omar. I'll still bug people about Iron Man Omnis even when you're not here. I wasn't a fan of his work at first. Then I got a copy of uh, the two-part Thor annual crossover with the Avengers annual. It changed the way I look at his work. That's awesome. Sometimes that's what it takes, right? It takes one book. Picked up Murder Falcon this morning. Can't wait to read it. I hope you enjoy it. Thought everyone hated Secret Wars too. So Cody, this I brought up your message because I was like, oh, this reminds me, I stopped making blanket statements like that too, because at one time I was saying I thought everybody hated the Clone Saga, and it got voted in the top 20 for most wanted reprint. So there you go. Not everybody. Just wanted to ask if you're freight shipping your purchase back or squeezing in your suitcases. Well, that's another thing that she's stressing out about. And what we decided to do was just take two luggage, two suitcases with us, and then over there buy luggage if need be. So leaving with two, may come back with 4, 6, I don't know, depending on how much stuff we buy. Have you gotten your copy of Immortal Hulk Omni yet? No, not yet. That one comes out in August, I believe. So it's been pushed back a little bit. Any word on Brubaker Phillips hardcover reprints? Nothing yet. The last thing I saw was Remender teasing all of his books will be now finally back to print in hardcover format. So if you're a Remender fan, this is the year for you if you missed out on any of those. Marvel needs to change the name branding of the Daredevil Knights of the Marvel Knights Daredevil Omnibus, an omnibus that has 0 issues of Marvel Knights included. I'm sure when they get to it, they will. Does it worth buying Aquaman Omnibus since I already have the New 52 JL Omnibus and this book contains some of the New 52? Please answer. It is worth it. It is one of the best introductions to the character, and the crossover is very minimal. I want to say, 6 issues you're going to be double dipping? If that, completely worth it. And happy birthday to Matt, by the way, out there. Those recommendations for Super Spy and Mr. Mammoth were dead on. Great reads. I was finally able to track down a Marvel Knights by Joe Quesada omnibus. Hey, we were just talking about that. I did a double take and thought it was a young George Perez. That would be it. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you so much. Dude, I need glasses. Cycle Cleveland, you said it. Omar, any word on Sandman Mystery Theater Volume 2, Compendium Volume 2? No. Not yet. Not for Mr. Theater 2. What's up, Omar? What's going on? Hey, Omar, hope now for a Man of Steel Omni. Looks like there's some movement from DC. Thoughts? Surprising movement, yeah. Not sure where they're going, though. Not sure if they're going to go back to old projects from 4 years ago, like Hush Saga, because they still haven't gotten a full crew, right? We're still working with a minimum crew. So I don't know. I hope so, though. Absolutely. Omar, that Cap Broomwall announcement was my raw Micronauts moments. Now all I need is the Daredevil by Brubaker Volume 2 and Thor by Simonson reprints. Well, were they voted in our top 20? If they were voted on our top 20, all I can say is, woo, stay tuned, baby. Image Transformers and G.I. Joe now official. Love the response. Well, the cat's out of the bag. Love them. They made a joke after they leaked it themselves. Yeah. To answer the question to everybody, though, that has been asking, now that Image, Skybound in particular, has G.I. Joe and Transformers, can they reprint classic Marvel stuff? Transformers, no. G.I. Joe, it's going to be a hurdle. So it's cool that they're continuing it, though. Okay, like if you've been keeping track of Real American Hero, started at Marvel Comics, ended at Marvel Comics. Years later, IDW said, Larry Hama, how would you like to keep writing G.I. Joe as if it never ended? And he was like, yeah. Then when IDW lost the license, Skybound stepped in. This is what Larry Hama and I talked about when when I was interviewing him, who is now paying him to write these books. So he's ahead. I think he's like 5 months ahead. And Yeah, now it's going to be printed at Skybound. So it's going to be really interesting what they can collect, if they even try to go that route, or just say, screw it, we're just going to collect our own stuff. Any chance of Amazing Spider-Man by JMS Omnibus Volume 2? That might have been in our top 20, so it's a big chance. We're all still dying for a new Batman reading order that involves a Dini omnibus. Oh my gosh, do I even want to mess with that? There's so many freaking books in there that are like, hey, this is missing. And then you got to jump over here. And if you want to read all of the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, then you got to go over there. Yeah. Any chance of a Hawkeye Omni in his 60th anniversary for 2024? David, if you're watching, please. Well done, Hawkeye 1970s. What have I announced so far? Daredevil's getting some stuff. What else? I'll tell you all something that happened, though. With the epics, when I come back, I'm going to do a proper epic announcement of like where these belong now, since they've shifted the schedule, because some of the books I've announced with Curtis have moved into later on next year. What happened was the writer's strike. The writer's strike affected the movies and the TV shows. The movies and TV shows affected the corporate sync, right? Like, they like to release these things, and people are like, why? There's no reason they can release Uncanny Omnibus Volume 5 without there being a movie. But for some reason, when there's a movie, sales of a particular character, maybe interest of a particular character in omnibus format go up. So unfortunately, things I knew about had to be postponed until further notice. But who knows? I mean, they'll come back, because I don't want to say anything. There were books I knew about 2 years ago that finally are coming. Defender Stew still not out. I've known now about that one for, oh my gosh, 2.5 years. And it finally is coming out this year. So sometimes things like that happen. Yes, Mark Grunwald's getting a Captain America, and his widow was so sweet. She messaged me again, thanking me for the announcement. And she messaged me a few years ago when I did the Handbook of the Marvel Universe overview. And I invited her on the show to talk about the bullpen and all those stories from years ago. And yeah, she's one heck of a lady. I hate that I'm seriously thinking of getting the new Super Sons Omnibus. Do you have the original too? Or the first one? If so, get on it. Because if you have the second one, yeah, I understand being on the fence. All right, let's get some super chats. Jeff, thank you so much. All discerning fans hate the intermediate Clone Saga. No. Wait, okay. It's so weird to go back and like, I thought when I left comics, I thought everyone hated Onslaught. That was not the case. It was just me, apparently. And I'm sure there are some people that did. But when I was reading comics, I was working at a comic book store when Clone Saga was coming out, and we had so many people just drop that title from their folder. So I was like, oh, I assume everybody hates this. It wasn't until you get into collected editions and you look at it like in hindsight. Like, I never thought there would be such a demand for a reprint of the Clone Saga. And I think it might have taken Marvel by surprise too, honestly. Yet you all know show no love towards Avengers: The Crossing. Can you and Riley make a video about manga that are your white whales? Incidentally, what's your white whale manga? I have a lot of volumes of Bizarra. Volume 3. I'm looking for a white whale for my buddy Tina, and that's Please Save My Earth, Volume 13. I have most of the stuff I've looked for over the years, but that would be fun. Let's see who wins first. I like that idea, man. Thank you. Any Star Wars Omnis coming up? Really want that to get that Legacy. Want Legacy to get an Omni. All I have left are the list of reprints, and then we move on to. This is crazy, but this is just the way it is. And then we move on to August 2024 to January of 2025. You know, of course, it'll take me a while to get those announcements out, because I think they are now 9 months ahead is the way the bookmark, the new distribution work. With Hashhead, remember when I used to do like announcements and it was like, this is what's coming in 4 months. And then they started shifting to 6 months. And people are like, dude, you're talking about books in a year. Who cares? I'm like, that's just the book market. I mean, that's the way the publication works now. So they care. And I have to follow suit. I have to announce things that they're working on the following year. That's the reason why it was difficult for publishers to figure out what's out of print, because they're already thinking 9 months ahead of time. They have no idea what's out of print. So when they release something, like there's an announcement I'm making, and I'm like, oh, it would be a good time to reprint volume 1. And David was like, okay, that's a good idea. So they didn't really have anybody keeping an eye on things of what's out of print, because the other thing that was broken was the system, the back order system from Diamond when they were doing it. So the back order system from Diamond was busted, even though stores were putting in, let's just use New X-Men. New X-Men Omnibus went out of print a few years back the first time. And the backup system where retailers and Amazon and whomever were placing orders, that was broken. So there was no way to let Marvel know, hey, people are reordering books like this. There's an interest in this. So, yeah. And it's become even harder because now we have PRH and Diamond. We need an Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6. When was Volume 5 released? Keep in mind, this is, I think they've gone, they're still 3 years in between classic volumes is what they've told me. Sometimes they make exceptions, like celebrating anniversaries. So Uncanny X-Men got released this year, but it was on the docket for next year. Omar, is there a chance in heck the Bendis New Avengers Omnibus Volume 1 gets reprinted because it was in the poll? Yes, yeah, man. If it was in the poll, I'm sure it will be. No lie, I'd love to see another Batman reading or the video. I need help organizing these. I'm sure I will work on them. Hawkeye by Thompson and Lemire is what we want for that anniversary. I want some classic stuff too. That Mark Grunwald miniseries deserves to, because keep in mind, Mark also drew that too. I would love to see that collected in a classic omnibus. And I do agree. Like, I think Kelly Thompson's run on Hawkeye also deserves an oversized treatment to go along with that Matt Fraction. Actually, like that Specsavers run more. Hey, near mint condition. Sorry. When I read the Sandman book 1, I couldn't read the words on the side of the page. Are they too small, or what's going on? Please let me know. Hi, Omar's Cap America hardcover Fallen Sun, which isn't in the Brew Omnibus oversized or standard. There is an oversized one of that book. You just have to look for it and make sure the ISBN matches that of the deluxe edition. Omar, are you going to see Detective Conan, Slam Dunk, or Doraemon in theaters? Dude, we're there, and then like 2 weeks later, Miyazaki's final film, and it could be his final film, is just dropping. They haven't released a trailer because they're like, we don't need any marketing. This is Hayao Miyazaki. We don't need a trailer, and we're just gonna drop it on the 19th. And I'm like, dang, that's how you go out, man. Happy birthday, Brian. Enjoy your trip, Omar. I just celebrated my birthday last night. I'm still waking up. You do that. You keep waking up. When will you Batman TMNT Omnibus overview? Whenever it comes in. I don't get any copies from DC Comics. So it's whenever my copy comes in. That means Thunderbolts Omnis are probably getting pushed back, and the Dark Reign volume announcement is going to be a minute, I guess. Well, things that have already been announced more than likely will come out when they're announced. I think that's a pretty well thought out list. It's stuff that you all didn't know about. But I promise that when I do get the chance to announce them, a lot of y'all will be happy. I think most of you all. Omar, would you ever do a Legion of Superheroes reading order? Yes, I'll get my buddy Jess in on that. Although I don't think Jess has been a fan of the new launches. I think he's a classic fan. And I'm talking about Omnidog, by the way. I don't think he my Legion, like, to me, I got into Legion through Mark Waid's Legion of Superheroes, which is just phenomenal. And then I started going back, reading the classic stuff. Silver Age stuff, I think I had the first omnibus of that. And then I got the Keith Giffen stuff. But it's so poorly collected over the years. Like the Jim Starlin stuff is just poorly collected. Omar, can you please do a video when the Trials of X anthology end? What trades will... Oh, gosh. Yes, when I get back from Japan, I may work on that. That might take me a while. That will take a little bit of research. I think it ends right in... It doesn't even finish Sabretooth, I don't think. No, what you learned today is that Omar needs to put his readers on and stop fighting aging. That's what the sad thing you learned today. Did you hear about Disney editing Carl Barks' Scrooge McDuck stories? No, it's not Carl Barks. Well, unless you know something I don't. It's Don Rosa. Omitting one issue and editing another one. And he's given his piece. Unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. It's a Disney. Hey, Omar, why do you think so little Golden Age stuff is in print? I know some would consider it dates, but I love to try stuff like The Spirit, Captain Marvel, and Captain America. It probably because of sales. Something like that is very niche within already a niche community. So Golden Age stuff just doesn't sell as well as even Silver Age books or Bronze Age books or Modern Age books. That's a lot of the reason. Like, it took a lot of them to do the Golden Age Captain America reprint. There were the Timely Classics too, and unfortunately that line didn't sell that well. That one came out about three or 4 years ago. And yeah, it just didn't sell well enough, so they discontinued that line. That's a lot of the reason, right? If you own a business and you're a publisher, why would you print things that are just sitting there not moving off the shelves? And sometimes, you try. And you try to appease the fans. They finished. I mean, if you look at Will Eisner's The Spirit, when Dynamite ended up with the rights to it, they printed, was it the last 2 archives, I think, in that archive format. That was really cool. It's criminal how we don't have a Clone Wars omnibus yet. I remember talking to David about that a couple of years ago, but they decided to go with a couple of other ones. Hola, hermanito. Just finished reading El Eternauta. What mind-blowing. Oh, you hadn't read it before? I love the Eternaut, dude. There was a follow-up, of course, not by him. That one was okay, but the original Eternaut, it's so good. One of my favorite stories. What are the chances DC will release Challenge of the Super Sons in the Deluxe Edition so some of us don't have to double dip or triple dick? I will say the same chances that we were hoping that they would release a deluxe edition of those Adventures of the Super Sons that were from the expanded omnibus. So slim to none. They don't really think like that. Hey, Omar, how do you figure out reading orders? I collect Gosh, I can't read today. Omnis mostly, and the occasional oversized hardcover. But I honestly never read because I'm always so confused as what's it's supposed to read first. Oh, wait, you haven't read any of the books you've been buying? You collect Omnis. How do I know when to read them? Oh, I think a lot of these stories I've read previously in single issues, so I kind of know where to store them on my shelf. And with Epics, it's great because there's a volume number on the back, and I understand your confusion if you're reading something and say you bought the House of M omnibus, like when do you read it? Marvel does a guide, but my buddy, I gotta give love to Crushing Crisis, does a reading order, and there's written documentation. The stuff that I do on video, he does written documentation on, and we're both big X-Men guys, so you can go that route too. It's easier if you stick to one series, though. Like if you're just reading something like Captain America, that becomes easier to kind of guide you. But if you're like interested in Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, if you're talking about a reading order like that, my suggestion to you is stick to one character and read it all the way out. If there are crossovers, read the particular crossover parts that involve those characters or those issues. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Don't try to branch out. I have seen people do reading orders that are insane, like starting with Fantastic Four 1, then moving into the other Silver Age characters, like going from Amazing Spider-Man 1, going to Avengers and X-Men, which just defeats kind of the purpose of collected editions. But hey, everybody's entitled to do whatever they want to. Bad guy told him he was a clone. He wasn't, but threw a hissy fit anyways. Is this your pitch of the Clone Saga? I'm happy to close my X-Men Lobdell era with Age of Apocalypse. We still need a little more, don't we? We need the trial, because he leaves with the trial. I don't know why I'm pointing out there. The book doesn't exist. The Trial of Gambit is the last book that he writes and co-writes with Casey. Was it Joe Casey that took over the book, I think? Omar, I am gold ×2 in Street Fighter 6 online. Lionheart, I picked up the controller 3 times. That's all I know about it. Omar, what do you make to make sure you can see the words on the side of the page? Caden, are you talking about like the internal artwork? Send me an email and take a picture of what you can't read, please. And our email is where's that? nearmintcon@gmail.com, because I want to know exactly what you're talking about. I hope it's not just your copy. And tell in that email, write what version of Sandman you have. What's up, man? How are you, Kingsport Cal? Did I like Last Night on Earth? I like the first part. I wish they had done that throughout the series. Like, but it ended a completely different way. So, what up, Mr. Loud Shirt? What's up, Max? Any chance of What If Epic Collection series? Yeah, there is a chance. The problem with that is that I don't know if it will contain the Conan. Actually, no, it won't contain the Conan stories. Carlos, you arrived just on time. Do you like Curse of the Valkyrie story from New Mutants? Yes, I do. I like that. I like all of New Mutants, ups and downs, and I realize it was not for everybody, but yeah. Not my favorite, but I still liked it. Though our bodies may age, our spirits can remain youthful. I appreciate that. My eye doctor may not agree, though. But thank you for that, DBC All-Star. I hope you've been well. Omar, did you get a copy of the Superior Spider-Man Omnibus? Less than a month until the release finally. They have been screwing up how the printers, how they send copies, and now it's distribution that's going to be sending. So PRH is sending me stuff. So this week I got New X-Men in 1963, and even they have been messing up. So hopefully, I think David told me it'll be fixed by October, so we have to be on top of things. Do you think they'll ever release a deceased omnibus? Yes. Tom Taylor, that book sells like crazy. We're getting a deluxe edition. Of course we will. Hi from Sweden. Your thoughts regarding the remaster works and what will be reprinted? Can we expect the older stuff, Golden Age and Atlas era, to be reprinted, or just more modern stuff? Okay, so what I was told, and I don't know where they are now because this is when I announced the book, is they were going to see how well these are received. If sales are good enough, they might move around to more popular series that haven't never been reprinted and reprint those, and then come back and do it in order. Like one popular and then come back and keep doing the chronological release order. But I haven't talked to them about them since. I just talked to David on the phone yesterday. I should have asked about that. Every time we have a conversation on the phone, I never have my questions that I have written down handy with me. Will they reprint the Power Man and Iron Fist Epic Collection with the ROM issue? I will be honest with you. I don't think so. I think right now the only way to get it is with the ROM omnibus. So anything that they want to reprint, that might be a hurdle. Omar, any news on Marvel Transformers reprints from Image Skybound yet? Brian, I'll tell you the same thing I told everybody else earlier. They cannot. That's off the table. They can't reprint Transformers Marvel years. I don't know about IDW. That's going to be a legal mess too. G.I. Joe, there's some hurdles that they have to jump through, but that they might still do it. Hey everyone, just got here. Did Omar announce Ravage 2099? No, I haven't announced anything. Not today. Does he mean the gutter loss? Oh, that is a good question. Kaden, are you talking about the middle, like right here? Still send me a picture, like in the middle of the book, this or the side. Omar, Omar, give me a link so I can run the Discord while you are gone. Run it to the ground. How do you not have a link, man? I'll send, dude. We're friends on Facebook. I'll get Melanie to send you a link. Omar, are you aware of the Indiegogo Delkion's pit? And do you know how that works? Yes, it's a kick. It's a crowd. Oh my gosh, dude, I need sleep. It's a crowdfunding website where you give him money, not him, but the people making the book, and then when the book comes out, you get it. You always take a chance with these things, right? I've lost money on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, so it's not exclusive to Indiegogo. Mainly, I've lost money on Manga, which I should have known better. Some small publishers like, hey, we're going to print this manga from Osamu Tezuka. And knowing the Osamu Tezuka estate and how expensive it is to print that stuff, I should have known better. But yeah, I've lost, I think it was $149. There's nothing you can do. Because they keep making promises. They're like, oh yeah, well, we'll get to it next year, and never came. That was 7 years ago. So that is all. That's. I'm not saying that Dell's going to steal everybody's money, but I'm pretty sure that it'll be crowdfunded and it will come out. But that's how it works. You pay the money up front, and they take all the money and give it to the printer. They make a beautiful book and send it to you once it's here. Usually, I don't know with books, like, I don't know what his schedule is. They usually have a schedule. Omar, give me a link. Okay, I promise I will. Omar, why does DC hate us? It's not really their fault, man. Like, they are running on a skeleton crew. They're trying their best, and it looks like they're coming back with some great stuff. So keep your hopes up. Good morning, Omar, and happy Father's Day. Graham, I thought about you the other day. I have such a good announcement to make that always reminds me of you. Graham's an old soul, by the way. He's into Silver Age books. But I can't make it until things get straightened out in Hollywood, I guess. Do you ever feel like you're reading for a job rather than your own enjoyment? For the last month, yes. I haven't read anything for my own enjoyment for the last month. Does thinking of it as a job ruin the enjoyment of reading these books? Was this your super chat bar? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I don't think, even people that play video games, I'm sure get burned out on video games and play video games for a living. No matter what it is that you do, once it becomes your profession, your job, there's a little bit of like, whew, I need a break. And I will tell you what, my eyes need a break. Like, I have a hard time seeing these days when it comes to, and I have been prescribed glasses. It's just, I'm 45 years old and I've never had to wear them, so I forget them constantly. But it's time to stop fighting that. Have you read Batman Fortress? One of the best. Yes, it's solid. I dug it. And Omar, what's your top 5 DC Black Label books? Am I going to cheat? Can I cheat and just say Vertigo? Because they're all Vertigo. Black Label. What's Black Label? Harleen. I'll throw that in there. Harleen was good. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth. Phenomenal freaking read. Do I have 5? What else has come out from Black Label that I enjoyed? I don't even know what's Black Label anymore. Okay, I'm trying not to cheat. And okay, Fable 16, right? It's not technically Vertigo, so it's not cheating. Yeah, that's what I've got so far. I don't think I've got 5. Wow, I don't have 5? How do I not have 5? I mean, if I could put Vertigo titles in there, Day Tripper, Punisher, Preacher. Carl Barks' censorship is under the polar ice, according to Amazon reviews. I didn't know about that one. Did you get the P.O. Box packages? No, sir. Not yet. Not yet. So when we come back, we should have some packages. The only packages I got were something from what is Black? Is it Black Label? Or I just want to make sure I got this right. It was from Black Box Comics, Jeff Hartz, and Gabriel. And then Living the Line sent us a book. Omar, have you read the complete crap? No, I haven't. I don't own any of them, and they look beautiful. Definitely mature content, though. Woo, definitely mature content. Just looking at some of the things in that book. How does the new X-Men book look? The spine different than new X-Men up there. Actually, I have the dust jacket. So this is the cover I got. There you go. I have the book upstairs because I gotta shoot like 3 videos after this. Omar, can we see the new X-Men spine? There you go. And is it iMac? It's iMac. Hey, Omar, thank you for the epic reprints live stream. There's at least 4 that I need, but I would ditch them all for a Dead Set 2 Omni. Is there enough material for Dead Set 2? Yes. Will Superior Spider-Man Omni be okay to just jump right into? Haven't read any Slot Spidey. Yeah. If you know who Peter Parker is and Doc Ock, you're fine. Omar, can you ask David to get that Gru license? I'll be dead by it. I thought Dark Horse was doing Gru, just not in the way that you wanted to. My copy of Uncanny 5 is arriving today. I'm excited. I'm so happy. And I got, and I'm so sorry. I haven't reached back to people that emailed me. Thank you all for the sweet and kind words about Uncanny 5. Getting those 2 books added in there, it means a lot to a lot of you. And I know we couldn't get X Factor, but now we know what they're going to do. And we know, and honestly, Uncanny 5 answered all the questions we had about these books, how they'll be eventually replaced by future volume numbers. So I'm still surprised that people were shocked Captain America by Jack Kirby was replaced by volume 4. Like, we knew that was going to happen. Like, it was written with volume 5 of Uncanny X-Men taught us that. So yes, don't be surprised if Roger Stern one day, when I make an announcement of like a volume 7, or no, I guess that would be, well, no, it depends on the mapping. It might be like partially 7 and partially 8. I guess we'll see. But yes, thank you all that reached out, because golly, that was rough, man. Like, announcing that book, people were tore up about it, and I understand. But I think we handled it the best way possible. And we let Marvel know 3 different options, and they chose one. And they didn't have to. They could have said, screw it. Let them buy it, and they'll buy volume 6. But they listened. So that was great. It worked out, didn't work out the way everybody wanted it to, but it worked out the way most of us were happy with. Omnibus, Omar, please call it Omnibus. Well, when I'm on the phone with David, we keep calling it Omnibus. So I assume the spine will say Omnibus, but I don't know. That all has to do with Hasbro too, right? They have to oversee that too. Happy Saturday, Omar. Just caught The Flash last night. Enjoyed your review with Amanda as well. Thank you so much, brother. Find it quite enjoyable by keeping an open mind. As with all comic adaptations, no guarantees. 100%, man. Hey, Omar, hope you and the family have an awesome time in Japan. Do you know if both X-23 Omnis are going to have the purple around the cover? Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. I shot that video already. And I think they do. You mean the border? Yeah, the borders are around them. It's like a frame. Mm-hmm. Superior Spider-Man's a great jumping on point and great as a standalone. Yes. Any word on any Iron Man collected editions outside of the Epic collections that I know of are coming later in 2024? Not yet. But keep in mind, we just have half the year. We don't know what's going to be the rest of the year in 2024 for Omnis, okay? And I have another big announcement that they snuck in there, because right, I mentioned this earlier, where movies and TV shows are shifting the schedules of things, but I have another big announcement coming. And I think it's in March. They've snuck it in there, and I got excited. Has Marvel ever reprinted an Epic collection with new content added? No, but they've reprinted Epic collections with new masters from the Marvel Masterworks and from the Omnibus editions. Like they did the Fantastic Fours. They used the new masters from the Omnibus Volume 2. I'm not sure the publishers wants to reprint Golden Age stories of the Spirit and Captain Marvel, Shazam, possibly due to the problematic issues with the racist stereotypical depictions. Okay, so that's the reason Captain Marvel was canceled. I don't know if y'all remember or not, a few years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, we were going to get some classic Captain Marvel stuff by DC. End of the day, they just came out and said, we're not going to do this. Now, I've always said on my videos and on my channel, products of their time, put a stamp on it, let people know. But in the case of like Don Rosa's Scrooge McDuck, Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, I also understand the other side of things. I'm not a young black boy that looks at a caricature and says, do people really see me like this? So I understand that angle. But I'm all about keeping things in the way they were originally printed, with the understanding these are products of their time. Because, and this is a way too deep a topic to talk about. Maybe I'll get my buddy for the love of comics to join me on this. Because when you open up that door, how wide do you open it before you start censoring the things that you see fit as a publisher? And if somebody else comes on board and sees things that need to be edited out, when does it stop? And it's not like this is new, right? They've been censoring things or editing things for decades since the written word. This isn't anything new. It's affecting a lot of people for the first time. I think a lot of people for the first time didn't know that editing and censorship was a thing, because it feels like that with some of the comments that I've seen. Like, how can Disney do this? This is the first time they've ever done. No, that has been an ongoing thing since I'm sure the creation of the written word. So with the Michelini, God bless, and Bagley Omnibus and a possible Volume 2, do you think that Spider-Man vs. Venom will be rebranded as Venom Omnibus Volume 0? I'm surprised they didn't do that as a Venom Omnibus Volume 0. They always, I love sharing this story because they actually thought about it. When, what was the book? It was, okay, when I announced Inferno Prologue, David was like, okay, so we're doing it as an omnibus because it was an oversized hardcover. And I'm like, you know what would be really cool? If the direct market cover was called The Fall of the Mutants Aftermath, and the standard edition dust jacket had Inferno Prologue. And David was like, oh my gosh, I love that idea. And he took it to his team, and it was going to happen. And I'm so sorry, by the way, if that bothers you, if you're, if that kind of stuff bothers you, like, oh no, I have to have it the same. It has to be called the same thing. But at the end of the day, the thing that stopped them was the ISBN. If they had called it two different names, then the ISBN would have to change on both of them. So the catalog spoke. But I thought it would have been a really cool idea. What's your super sticker, Bar? I can't find it. I'm getting to the end. I'm going, gosh, I'm getting like my buddy Jess. I didn't start reading comics until my senior year in high school, 1991. So I never read ROM and Micronauts. Are they worth blind buying? If you like Bill Mantlow's run, like Micronauts, I love Micronauts a little more than I like ROM. ROM I didn't get into until I was in 8th grade. I found a bunch of back issues, and of course it had the X-Men, so it was a cover by Frank Miller. But that's what got me hooked on it. And Micronauts was just awesome. I loved Micronauts. This is why I don't attend streams without Melanie. Well, stop yelling and tell me what your question is. Is there a possibility of Venom Omnibus Volume 2 reprint? I don't think that one made it in our top 20, but it's Venom Omnibus. I'm sure they'll reprint it. You just need to go up a bit. It's slightly below. Oh my gosh. Bar, you're making me work. I'll try to get there. Or you could, have taken the time to just retype your question instead of typing this comment. All right, here's your super sticker. And the question is, not to mention that she also claimed that Marvel tried to force her to come out as a lesbian, even though she's not a lesbian, to try the cookie points to their diversity in order to sell books. Boy, I think I missed something. Who are we talking about? Who did she claimed that Marvel tried to force her to come out as a lesbian, even though she's not a lesbian, to try to get cookie points for their diversity in order to sell books. Who was this? Who are we talking about? I grew up in the 90s, but my dad always was buying back issues, so I've read enough ROM to know it's a dang good comic. That was the one below the super sticker, dude. Spider-Man by Tom Lyle would be on, dude. Rest in peace, Tom Lyle. DC did him dirty, man. I'm not going to get into it, but his wife got sick, and they promised to hold his job, and then they let him go. I always liked him. And I can't believe he passed away at such a young age, too. It's crazy. Wait, I need to know who they try to fake. Yeah, I'm so confused. She said, click below my super chat. So she's retyping it. It'll take me a few minutes. Okay, Bar, thank you. I don't know who you were. I want to know who you were talking about. Has Marvel released an Omni of its best classic comic covers, taking full page for each cover? Would love a 70s and 80s cover Omni. Maybe let fans vote on the covers. Ooh. Then it would just be the editors, right? It would be editor's choice. So I don't think they have. They haven't done just covers. That would be cool, though. Dude, I would love to see Judd Winnick and Peter. Man after my own heart. Yes, good choices. Judd Winnick and Peter David getting some Omnis at DC. I'd love to see Young Justice, Supergirl, Aquaman, all collected by Peter David, like in omnibus format at DC. Judd Winnick's run on Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So good. And Red Hood, honestly. But I guess we're getting a little bit. Can we expect the NAMM omnibus to celebrate Pride Month? Is there like a hidden history I don't know about? Because I don't get that question. Bart said the name was Valerio Orazio. Okay. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I have to look at that. Who that is? Who's getting the license after Transformers after IDW? It is Skybound / Image that is getting the license, but they don't have the rights to print old stuff, the Marvel stuff. Brian, I already answered that question. With the Sabretooth and the Exile series coming out, I thought it'd be perfect for an Exiles omnibus. Oh, David said that's not in the works yet. Because I did ask about that. I love that series. Judd Winnick, maybe. Speaking of Judd Winnick, will DC do an omnibus? A 1994 Elseworlds annuals. That's right. They did do a cross-wide event there. Bar, are you still typing your question? Legends of the Dead Earth annual. Should they, in your opinion, some of the elements of Dead Earth did make it into the mainstream continuity? I would love that. Yes, Jeff. Absolutely. When are the next announcements for the Masterworks and Remasterworks? Probably a couple of months. I reposted my soft cover. You did? Bar, I don't see it. Is it being censored out? Where's the mod? James, like I don't see your question. Bar, I've been looking for your question all day long, and I don't see it. She was a former editor at DC and a writer at Marvel. What did she write, Adam? Omar, should I go through a backlog of reading orders first or quick reviews? You know about my videos? You go through all of it, baby. No, like you're talking about. I don't know why it's being censored. I don't know what I'm having a conversation with just Bar now. It's not the Bar. It's not. I don't see it, Bar. I didn't say any bad words. I believe you, but YouTube is really strange. It just censors things out. Let me look in there and see if I can find it. I don't see a message being retracted. It's not even coming up. Type it in words that Google likes. I'm not seeing any in comment. Shonda Sook and James are both mods in there too, and they're not seeing anything. Type it in 2 separate messages. YouTube is trying to stop me. It's Google. This looks like the stoppable bar. Does Josh work at YouTube now? Although my eyes are the same age as Omar's, so maybe it is Omar's eyes. It might be just my eyes. Omar, why would Kirkman tie up Void Rivals to Hasbro properties? Wouldn't reprinting Void Rivals be a licensing nightmare once they lose the license? It really reeks of Micronauts and ROM nightmare. I don't know. I have no idea, brother. I mean, it's going to sell, right? That first issue sold so well. So, yeah. Omar, Mickey Mouse reading order, all of it. Yes. Bark broke YouTube messaging. Omar, I mean, this has to be the most important message that you want. All right, email it to me, Bar. Hola, Omar. El próximo Omni de Super Sons contiene todas las historias o falta algo. Falta el chiste de Flash. Es la única cosa que no creo que está ahí, pero todo lo que escribió Peter Tomasi está ahí en este Omnibus. No habrá más versiones extendidas. Well, no sé si él regresa a escribir más, posiblemente en el futuro. Saludos desde Panamá. Pero aquí, hermano. Yeah, Bar broke YouTube, everybody. Jimmy, how are you, pal? Hey, buddy, do you know if they are releasing a new Uncanny X-Men Omnibus that includes Mutant Massacre or just ones after? That will be volume 6. So I do know that it will come. They've mapped out 6 and 7. So those will come in a couple of years. Any contact with the Rebellions? We need to reprint Brian Boland's Apex edition. That book was sold out before it even came back to before even people ordered it. My contact Michael over there didn't even get a copy for himself. So it was gone, man. But I will ask him if they've reprinted. I'll see that. I Googled that person's name, lesbian, and got the whole story from her Twitter. All right, thank you for that. Give me the Cliff Notes version. I thought you'd be in Japan by now. What's up, brother? How are you, man? I was just talking about doing another episode with you about censorship in comics. I would love to have your take on it. And you are always welcome back, man. It was a lot of fun to talk to you about these things. And thank you, Jimmy. Viva Peru, carajo. That's right, man. That's right. Even though, oh, man, our sorry, not football, soccer team. Woo! Hey, Omar, are you planning on picking up the Barry Windsor Smith Eternal Warrior Omnibus? You know what? I should, brother. I should. Any chance DC reprints Batman Black casebook in hardcover format? I see them reprinting a lot of things in trade paperback is what's going on. Omar, te ves cansado, hermano. Mi hermano, no sabes. Yo solo dormí 4 horas ayer. Y antes de ayer dormí solo 3 horas. Ya sé que eso es normal para la gente que tiene 20 años, pero yo tengo 45 años y no es bueno. Wow, the YouTube comment guidelines are pretty strict. I guess you could say that bar for what is not acceptable. Okay, I got to know what you emailed me, Bar. The email hasn't come through. Bar, it looks like you're being stopped from all angles today. But while I have people here, I just need to remind you all to check out Walt's Comic Shop. They're based out of Berlin, Germany. And if you want to pre-order these books that we're talking about, go check them out. That's waltzcomicshop.com. They have flat rate shippings of 12 euros for all EU countries, bulletproof packagings. All emails are answered within 24 hours. They have a long list of out-of-print books. And just go to waltzcomicshop.com, where you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word at the checkout, to get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over 40 euros. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting. A-ling-a-ling. You lucky you got that. Doc Holiday, how are you, brother? What is the name of your first video you uploaded to YouTube? I did that with my friends, and it was called Not That Kind of Pickle. Not That Kind of Pickle. We had a lot of fun, and we still do those kind of shows on Near Mint Collective. Hey, Omar, cool duck shirt. Any chance of getting Don Rosa on the show interview? Yes, I will hit him up again. I was about to email him when all these things were coming down about censoring and Disney, and I'm like, you know what? I'll leave it alone, because if you've met Don Rosa, you know the smallest thing can make him snap. So I look forward to talking to him, though. Omar, you said a few years ago David was trying for years to get ROM. That is true. Yep, 19 years. That's how long it took him to get it. But it went to IDW at that time. So what happened was David, hoping IDW would get bored and not just wait around, man. These are licensed properties. Just like one day Skybound and Image will lose. I mean, keep in mind, Image had Devil's Due had the G.I. Joe license. So it's not like this is the first time that it's happened. So who knows? Maybe they'll work out some kind of deal later on. YouTube is doing an honorable service by censoring Bar. His words, not mine, Bar. But I'm free to laugh at it. Omar, how do you rank the recent Guardians runs from great to good? Oh, I love that Bad isn't even on here. Duggan, Cates, and Ewing is my favorite run. Followed by Cates, and then so I would say from great to top being great, Ewing, Cates, and Duggan. There you go. All right, Bar, I got your email. Let's see what this has to be the most important email. By the way, this word, I don't know why, gets you to demonetize, and I think that's what happened. The lesbian word. I just said it. I'm probably going to be demonetized. But at this point, I'm so tired. I really don't give a crap. So thanks, Bar. But I think that's what's going on. Like that's what they're not letting you write on there. Valerie De Horacio said on Twitter that Marvel editors forced her to write bad storylines she didn't want to write just for the rage clout. She specifically talked about Punisher comic that she worked on that apparently wasn't well loved. In addition, she said that one of the editors tried to force her to come out as a lesbian, even though she's not one, to get cookie points for their diversity. She said these comic book companies are putting their creatives in the front line to get all the fan rage for stories they didn't even want to write. How do you feel about it? Boy, that's a lot to take in. How do I feel about that? I think like any other human being should feel about it. That's messed up, man. You can't do that. You can't force something like that on anybody. I don't care who you work for. If there's truth to that, right? Because anybody can claim anything, especially when you're on Twitter. You know how that is. I think, what was it? Comics Broke Me was one of the hashtags that people were sharing out a lot of horror stories. And some of the people, because it goes both ways, right? People have wonderful stories to share about the industry, and then other people that were not happy because bad things happened to them also share stories of rage and things like that. So I get it. So how do I feel? I feel like that is messed up, and it should not have happened in the first place, nor should it ever happen in any industry, not just the comic book industry. Anywhere you work, you shouldn't be told these things or forced to do things. I guess to purposely write bad stories, that doesn't make sense. But I'm not her. I wasn't in that position. I don't know why that would happen. Like, you're just destroying your cells. I don't get it. I don't think I have enough brain power left in me to actually give it some proper thoughts, but I think it's wrong if it's true. Thank you for the super chat. We still on for Phantom Stranger and Oh My Goddess. Yes, sir. Those are still coming back. Did you just say ting-a-ling-a-ling? Yeah, you know I did, brother. Omar going back to his dance hall music. Yes, son. Yes. See, hermano. Devils Do had that license for 7 to 8 years, too. Yeah, great covers by Jeffrey Scott Campbell. But then when they lost the license and went over to IDW, then Dreamwave, and you all know that horror story with Dreamwave. We'll soon find out if Gmail censored Bar. No, Gmail did not. It was YouTube. Yeah, anytime that word gets brought up for some reason, immediately YouTube demonetizes. It was just interesting because the word gay isn't like that. It's just lesbian. I don't get it, and I ain't trying to break the system. I said it like 4 or 5 times, and I'm sure this video will be demonetized because that's how it works. Maybe it's in the context, or maybe it's because it's Bar. Yeah, it's only lesbians can't say it, apparently. Everybody else is not having any issues. Oh, man. I love you, Bar. She also posted an email of her editor dictating the plot of the controversial Punisher comic. That is messed up. I don't even understand that. Omar, there was a big write-up on Val and Marvel on Bleeding Cool. Okay. But if she's writing it on Twitter, then that's her credible source. That's her telling her story. Yeah, hell, get it out there. YouTube is trying to silence me, but they'll never win. Okay. Omar, how about that, dude? Did you kickstart it, Chris? The G.I. Joe HasLab. I stopped, man. I can't do any more big items like that. Space and money, right? Although I kind of wanted, but none of the other Joe ones have gone through, right? Like, they've all failed. Oh, God. Hashtag Team YouTube. Please don't start those. No, please don't start that. Is Day Tripper hardcover ever getting a reprint? I see the deluxe edition coming back of that. It's so good. Omar, now we all wait breathless anticipation for DC to release the pinnacle of Omni's 1986's Electric Warrior. Is that the pinnacle? Really? YouTube has confused me for years what people can and can't say. And honestly, it really depends on how big of a channel you are, too. The bigger channels, of course, can say pretty much most of what they want without going crazy. What do I have to get to? What do I have to do to get the new Super Sons reprints to have a matching spine to the other Tomasi, Batman, Superman? Talk to Peter Tomasi. He is so active online. He loves talking to fans. Bar's unstoppability is being put to the test. Yeah, man, YouTube put a stop to that. Omar, you just need to start a toy podcast and make friends with someone at Hasbro to get free HasLabs. No. I don't mind buying that stuff. Then that becomes another hobby that will become work. I used to have a podcast about toys. It was a lot of fun. Me and my buddy Dan did that for a couple of years. Got to interview Peter Cullen. That was really cool. Twice. Really cool dude. Let's be honest, y'all would enjoy this as much without me talking and babbling. Yeah. Hola, Omar. Me van a hablar en español todo el día. Esto me gusta. ¿Sabes? Si el ómnibus de Miles Morales, Miles, ¿cómo se dice en español? Miles, ¿no? Miles. Por Saladin Ahmed, viene en el lomo como volumen 3. Saludos de México. No, va a ser Miles Morales by Saladin Ahmed. No volume 3. Maybe they changed their mind. Killer Be Killed. I thought Killer Be Killed already came out. The reprint. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Let this man know. All the G.I. Joe and Transformers HasLabs fully funded. I thought the plane did not get funded. Or did that get funded? Oh, that's awesome if it did. More power to all these people that have infinite amount of room in their basement or don't collect comics and collected editions and have all the room. Omar, since you mentioned pickles, your thoughts on butter sweet pickles. Keep in mind, the only correct answer is they are crime against man and God. Well, I'm not a fan of pickles, so there is my answer. Never have been. Thank you for your support. Heart, I'm trying to talk about something serious, and they're killing me out there. Who's killing you? Bar, who's killing you? The Unstoppable Bar has now become the infamous Unstoppable. Kyle Starks is the coolest. He sent me a signed Christmas card and then my Patreon. That's awesome, dude. He is a funny guy, too. He is a funny guy. Omar, I got to run, but love to Mel. And if I don't talk to you before, you and the family have a great trip. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, Mark Zimmer. I was just talking to Maddie about you yesterday, man. We were talking about Father's Day. So thank you, brother, and have a wonderful weekend. Omar, can Titan reprint the Colossal Conan material? Thanks. Yes. Yes, they can. Omar's look, Cody Summers killing me here. I'm running on Steam, and you're wondering if the July preview is coming next week. You damn right it is. That's how tired I am. I just said the D word on Saturday stream. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna film it tomorrow. It's a lot of work I gotta put in the last few days, but I can finally relax. Omar's channel is only going to grow in influence and subscribers and in strength because of his beautiful spirit and genuine soul. Oh my gosh, DBZ All-Star, thank you. Viva Near Mint Condition. Viva Omar Claremont. Carajo. Let's throw that in there. So no chance of Omar doing the 7 words you can never say on. Oh, you love George Carlin. I love George Carlin, dude. Best freaking comedian ever. Well, okay, top 3. Mount Rushmore of comedians, George Carlin. I love that guy. I agree with a lot of the things he said. And a lot of them I can't say right now. The Killer Be Killed. Oh, Killer Be Killed was the one that didn't happen. That was hold on. That was the one that was in November. Somebody saw it on Solicit and put it on their website to sell, right? That's what happened and confused everybody. But there was no solid solicitation of it. Are you going to get The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror Omnibus Volume 2? Yes. My daughter loves the first one. But HasLab Cookie Monster failed. So sorry to hear that. No HasLabs for me. No room for those giant toys. Just figures for now. Yeah, me too, man. I'm really starting to get my hopes up for Marvel Transformers and G.I. Joe Omnibus from Marvel. Well, G.I. Joe, I think, is off. Well, I don't know. Transformers? Maybe. Killer Be Killed did not get reprinted. I still have an email from OPB. Did they have it for sale? But because what happened was, like, I know some places online saw it in a catalog, but it never got an official solicit. So that's what happens when people. That adds to the confusion. So I don't know if that's what happened in that case, but I remember people emailing me about that. Hola, Omar. Any Micronauts Omnibus coming soon or not yet? Yeah, Micronauts is coming in 2024. Lord, you had me thinking for a minute. Didn't I already announce that? Yes, it's coming in 2024, brother. Hey, Omar, what once action figure or toy did you always want but never got? A lot of the Mazinger Z, like the The steel figures that they were releasing in the late 70s and early 80s. That will always remind me of living in Peru and going to the open markets with my mom. She was getting food and they would sell all these imported toys there. So I always wanted those, but I could never find them. I used to have a small one because that's all my parents could afford. I stole a couple because I was a bad kid growing up. I think I've shared stories about being not the best kid. And I could justify it by saying I was poor, but I was just stupid. Secret Wars 2 Omni reprint, any chance, would be nice supplement for the X-Men shelf. Would it? Yeah. No word yet. Did it get voted in our top 20? That I can't remember. Omar, have you heard anything about the Lazarus OHC reprints and the new OHC volume? They were supposed to be out this month, but I've heard nothing. I thought they were supposed to be out in May. No, they're not solicited yet. But this is also the company that solicits something and then a week later they're shipping out freaking Spawn. They're a nightmare. I don't know if Reed or any retailers here right now, they can tell you exactly. Dealing with Image is a nightmare as a retailer. Thought you would skip July previews, dude. You work a lot. Thanks. Oh no, I can't. That's my own like written documentation that I keep, and all I'm doing is reading it. Oh yeah, and editing for 8 hours. So yeah. Where will you visit in Japan? I live 45 minutes. Are you serious? Dad, I didn't. Wait. I lived. Oh, okay. We're going to Tokyo, Kyoto, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. We're doing 7 places. I cannot. I'm sorry, I can't. Osaka, the other one. And I think 1 or 2 more. Melanie's planning all that. Yeah, I'm excited, but it's so weird to get excited now, right? That's still a couple of days away, and I got work on the mind. Still can't believe Omar is on the record for not liking cinnamon in Spider-Man 2. Now you can add pickles to that. I am a monster. George Carlin predicted the future. A lot of comedians did, man. If you look at the comedians like Richard Pryor, look at Red Fox, man. Those guys, way ahead of their time to see where it would all go. Super Jack. All caps too. Lesbian, just testing. Thank you for that, Jack Ferry. Well, y'all gonna get me in trouble today. YouTube's gonna write me an email. 7 words you can't say on NMC. Brand new announcement. Alpha Omnibus drops today. Thank you for that. I actually want to make a video about this, Jacob. This is a wonderful question. What are some books series that you wish you could reread for the first time? Because I have a list of like 50, but I think I could I narrow it down to 10. Me and my fans are going to the book fair. Me and my fam. Are you talking about your fam or your fans? So your fans. Hopefully we'll find some comics. Book week fair is when bookstores do a sale in the streets of all their books. Oh gosh, I'm missing some text messages. So yeah, answer your question. Is fans or fams? Omar, who are your favorite comic book lesbian? God bless you. Really? Okay, sure. One of the greatest love stories ever, Strangers in Paradise. There, I said it. I love it. Strangers in Paradise. I'm trying to think. Because, some of it was written for pandering, right? And I didn't really dig it. So I think for me, my favorite ones will always be Strangers in Paradise. Love that story. Hello, any chance of a Justice League Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 1? No word yet. This is another, dude, yes. Oh, Batwoman and Renee Montoya. I hated that they could not, they didn't tell their story that they wanted to. Coworker loves Moondragon and Phyla Vell. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say Sunstone, but I think I'm like the only dude that read Sunstone and didn't dig it. Like, I think everybody else reads Sunstone's like, this is phenomenal. And don't get me wrong, I love the artwork. I just didn't dig the story. I know my wife, Amanda, Maddie, they all loved it. But for me, just didn't dig it. Any word on DC reprinting Sugar and Spike and Fox and the Crow? No word on that. When you do a video in Japan, and use the Street Fighter USA instead of Japan, can you use a UK one as well? Sure. Yeah, I told Melanie, that's like the only time we can do that. We're in Japan, now I can do USA. Need last 4 Ranma 2-in-1 books. Jeff, I always forget that you're into manga, and I don't know why, because of your character right there on your avatar. Viz isn't reprinting Ranma yet, but I'm sure they will. It's just, you know, it's a popular Rumiko Takahashi title. I need that Batwoman Omni already. It's so good, dude. R0. Finished reading the whole John Byrne Fantastic Four run with his 2 Omnis. Enjoyed despite reports of John Byrne being a jerk with his fans and other creators. Dude, thank you for the super chat. And I will say, ever since I was a fan and going to conventions, John Byrne was always the angry old man, even before he became an angry old man. He doesn't do shows anymore, which is a shame, because a lot of people should experience somebody like that, right? Or they like never meet your heroes. But I don't know. Then I've heard other people have pleasant times with John Byrne. There's a volume 1 and 2 of JLA, the Bronze Age years. Yes, but they're out of, or at least volume 1 is long out of print. Dr. Afra. What's her name? Not Sansa. That's freaking Game of Thrones. Do you think they'll reprint Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 2 anytime? Yes, that will come. That will come, but it will come with a new spine. So keep that in mind. Just like Volume 3 got a new spine. Been maining Cammy for reasons, but yet to make a character and all that stuff is Street Fighter 6. What's a good manga focus on you? Manga YouTube channel? Dude, go and visit my buddy Geo, Manga Geekdom. That man is one of the smartest men on YouTube, and for some reason doesn't get a lot of love. But seriously, everybody should go and check him out. Has a wonderful voice, great personality, and I think it's his time to shine now. What would it take to get Dragon Ball in deluxe hardcover? That a lot of that has to do with licensing and what they're allowed to do in America with these products. Sometimes it depends on what the license says in Japan. Oh, you're only allowed to print this. You can't print outside of this format. You can make it bigger, but you can't make it hardcover and things like that. So a lot of it has to do with that. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, I just got the Jim Valentino Omnibus. He's an Image co-founder. Is that any good? I heard mixed. I liked it. It was 90s era, and that's what got me into Guardians of the Galaxy. Omar, saw the Bronze Age Swamp Thing Omnibus at local comic book store. Would you suggest picking that up or the Absolute and wait to fill the gap with Talon Moore? Do you think DC? I don't think DC will continue the Absolute. They wanted to do that Absolute to do a Bernie Wrightson one that was all centric around Bernie Wrightson's art. So I don't think one will come. So if you're a completist and you have to have all the stories, then definitely go for that omnibus. Dying for an All-Star Squadron and Infinity Inc. Corporate, please. God, is this David Gabriel? Because that's like his 2 most wanted omnibus from DC Comics. So if ever DC hires David, those were the first things that he will print. Yes, there's Geo at Manga Geekdom. That's my boy. He's the man. Super smart guy. And I'm just trying to show that channel some love because he deserves it. Viz hasn't completed Dragon Ball Colors yet. I think they kind of stopped that, didn't they? Or maybe no, they did. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. As a gay man, a very happy Pride Month to all my 4 hours of sleep. Hold on a second. LGBTQIA plus siblings, in spite of the YouTubes. Yes, in spite of YouTubes. Really, Google. And thank you, Omar, for fostering an inclusive and loving community. Have a great time in Japan. And Kyle, thank you so much for the super chat. Much love to you. And yes, happy Pride Month. Is that this month? Oh my gosh, there's so much going on, dude. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what. I thought for a minute we were in July already because I'm thinking about July videos. But thank you so much for that wonderful message. I'm going to Japan this coming Saturday for 3. Shut up. Are you serious? Dude, we're going to be in Japan. Email me. Too bad I slacked on my workouts this month before I leave. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just a quick push-ups before you get on the plane. You look all ripped. For 3 weeks, Tokyo, Sapporo, Hiroshima, and Kyoto. We're going to be in 3 of those places, dude. Seriously, shoot me an email. And is anybody in Japan? That any of my viewers, I know I have some viewers in Japan, know how to say, I am the legendary Uncanny Omar from the ever-popular YouTube channel Near Mint Condition. Can I record in this store? Can you hit me up? Please hit me up. Thank you for that. I'm kind of half joking. Omar, many YouTubers get okay to film in manga and toy shops in Japan all the time. They see it as a free promotion. You may still have to, yes, always ask. No filming in Studio Ghibli, however. Yeah, I know. We're not going to the museum. We're going to the park. What does the A stand for? Not France. If Mark Miller taught me one thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're talking about this. Well, I hope Kyle can answer your question. What does the A stand for, Kyle? Do you think Days of Future Present Extinction Agenda combo Omni is still possible? I had a conversation with David about this 2 months ago. They're still trying, but it really depends on the collected edition team and how much work they have ahead of them. So, yeah. Oh, dude, One Piece hardcover. I would buy those stupid books all over again. Hardcover and in color? Yeah. Thank you for the answer, Omar. I'll let you know how I like it or not. I hope you enjoy it, man. It's very 90s, though. And Herb Trimpe did some artwork in there. And even his artwork. He's the guy that drew Wolverine for the first time. Even his artwork changed for that. He had to lean more towards the 90s stuff. Does Squadron Supreme get to sit next to Gruwald Cap Run? I have the one with his ashes, and I have the Omnibus, but that's a good question. I would keep it like that. Jimmy Owens, I think it is for asexual. There you go. I don't know if my email is nearmintcon@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, man, since you're going to be over there. What's up? nearmintcon@gmail.com. I mean, Japan's a small enough country. I'm sure we'll bump into each other. Why are some places weird about filming in stores? It's not like you can make a copy of a book. I think it's the layout of the stores. They don't want to give ideas to other people, to other stores, how their stores are laid out. I get it, you know. But I remember when we were over there, whew, I needed an educated guess. I think there's a new one added every few months. What's the difference between that and the other labels? Oh, that's a completely different topic. Maybe Kyle can teach you, though. Or Psycho Cleveland. If you could get either Batwoman Omnibus or Star Wars The Rebellion, which would you get? Oh, Batwoman feels like it's complete. And it's got beautiful artworks by J.H. Williams. That's tough. Batwoman. Greg Start by Rucka and J.H. Williams, who's one of my favorite artists. When are you coming to Europe? Japan, Sweden. Oh, Japan soon. Europe? I don't know. And yes, Professor Xavier is a jerk. Omar, are you picking up John Sable Omnibus? Would love to see an overview of it. Hope it's available at IST. Yeah, I am. I actually talked to Mike Grell, and I got to interview him. We talked about this. This is a really cool project. About to go on holidays. When I get back, I'm getting some custom bound Starman Will Payton. I love that you're a Will Payton fan. Made. Just bought an original art page from Starman #1 while watching this stream. What do you mean just? You didn't have it? You didn't get it? If you didn't have this as a job, do you imagine a time where you would wind down an active run collecting? Wind down? Oh, you mean like a stopping point? Because I kind of feel like I'm stopping around when I'm 40. Well, I'm 45 now, and if I wasn't doing this, no, I would still get things. Okay, people ask me this all the time. Like, if I wasn't doing videos, or if Marvel wasn't sending me books, where's my stopping point? I would focus on the things that I loved as a child, and for some reason torture myself to keep reading. So X-Men, I would keep reading X-Men and continue reading X-Men and keep reading that in omnibus format. I would probably limit myself to Omnis and Epic collections of X-Men. And that would, of course, branch out to X-Factor and Wolverine. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this can get pricey really quick, huh? DC, I would probably focus on Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. But then, I don't know, man. This is a tough... No. Then, no. My answer is no, I don't. I don't think about stopping, even if I wasn't doing this for a living. It's weird, right? Maybe when I run low on room, I would think, okay, well, that's enough X-Men. I got to focus on other things. By the way, a big shout out to Seth Crames for sending me this. It's a comic book Demeter. It's a fragrance library, and it's a candle, and it's comic book. So thank you, Seth. I got a nice little letter. This is just fan mail stuff right now. From Gabriel, my buddy Gabriel. Hi, Omar and Melanie. Hope you guys are well. I haven't sent him mail in a while, so I thought now would be a good time. Thank you guys for having an awesome YouTube channel and being awesome friends. I enjoy watching your channel because comics are my jam, and you guys do it right. Thank you from your autistic friend and fan, Gabriel. And he put Pingu. Newt. Thank you, buddy. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're still doing your woodwork. Living the Line sent me this amazing book right here. I got a holy crap! Like, I didn't know they still made comics like this. And I'm talking about the aesthetic look too. No love for JMD Sal Buscema Spectacular Omnibus. I actually had a phone call about that. Can't say anything. Not that there's anything in the works yet. Oh, let me get this really quick. Have a great, extremely well-earned vacation. Thank you so much, Tyler, for the super chat. Much love back to you, brother. This is like leather bound. I mean, I think it's faux leather, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be fake leather. Now, this is one of the most controversial titles because it's the abolition of man. And the story is not what makes this controversial. Is that, I want to say for most of it, I don't know if it's all of it, it was AI art. But man, there's all kinds of love in the back here from like Dave McKean, who of course was on their channel, Living the Line, Jim Rugg, J.H. Williams III, Alex Ross. The world's first AI illustrated comic returns in a deluxe hardcover edition. So they are doing this. I mean, the book itself is beautiful. I haven't read it. They sent me, I remember they sent me a copy of the first issue, but it's AI generated artwork, huh? Scary stuff. Jeff, my buddy Jeff, decided to send us postcards instead of Discord. What the frack is Discord? You get what you're holding a postcard for me. I still use CD-ROMs. I'm old. Have you considered forming your own comic convention show in your area? Oh, that would be cool. Call it the OmniCon, but then people will mistake it for some kind of new virus. Melanie and Omar, if you could collect one of the team's complete run, then based on continuity, sales, writing, and artists, who would you choose? Talk to you all later, Jeff. Jim Lee as the artist, Chris Claremont's the writer, Scott Williams is the inker. X-Men. Did it get better than that for me? And then we got this from Black Box Comics. They sent us some t-shirts of Ninja Gaiden, not Ninja Gaiden, and they're publishing some comics. So let's check this out. I'll do more of a proper view of these on my haul. These are not collected editions, but they're single issues. Here. Oh, it's a cool cover. That's Scott McDaniel cover. Okay. So this looks like, oh my goodness. This is what happens when I roll solo. Okay. So we have Ninja Gaiden right here. Project Icarus. So it looks like, oh my gosh, they're putting out a lot of books. I thought these were variants. Wilder, Gin Hunters. Let me make sure this is appropriate. Yeah, I think we're good. Devil's Dominion. Shinokage. Is that Kevin Lau? And Graveau? That's the guy that did Underworld. Psycholist. Riggs and Tiny. Wow, this is... Okay, I think I'm going to take some of these on the plane ride with me. And the Secret World of IT. I think that's Scott McDaniel. I'll have to check that out. Thank you so much. I'll be doing more of a thorough look at these when I do a haul video. Thank you so much for that. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Any word on Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2? Is it out of print already? No. I know the book that went out of print that hasn't come out yet. And it's not because I like driving FOMO. I just want to make sure people get their books. And that's the standard edition cover of Marvel Zombies is out of print at a distribution level. Do you all see my Hebrew comments? These? Yes. Omar, can you bully Viz and Kadasha into giving us One Piece color and more Alita hardcovers? I will try my best. I don't know if I can. I view your Hebrew, can't read it, but that's cause me a dumb. Who do you think would win in an angry old man competition between John Byrne and Don Rosa? I think that's been my favorite question of today. I got to give it to Byrne. I love Don Rosa. Unless Don Rosa eats like a hot pepper or something and he gets all this unbelievable extra strength. Yeah, got to give it to Byrne. Alex Ross postcards. That's going on the fridge, dude. Soups and Flash. That Wonder Woman's going on the fridge. All right, let's catch up with the chat. Has anyone read Void Rivals #1? I read it digitally because they send me digital copies, and not much happened. But that's always the case with these Transformer books when they start, because even IDW did the same thing, and Dreamwave. Whenever they start, it has to be a whole mystery. It's supposed to be Kirkman's intro to G.I. Joe and Transformers universe he's creating. I'm more excited about Daniel Warren Johnson drawing and writing Transformers. That's freaking crazy. He's a big fan, too, and I love he's done. The appropriate title, The Abolition of Man, drawn by a machine replacing man. Scary times we're living in, man. That is for sure. Isn't Byrne publishing his own X-Men comics? No, he stopped. I think he's been sick, or I don't know. I don't really keep up with him, unfortunately. Rosa and Byrne would from the Grumpery. Old man singularity. You think DC live action will ever shift over to Wally West instead of Barry Allen? Oh yeah, I'm sure. Omar, can I sue YouTube? Sure. Good luck. Yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers. I'm excited, man. Dude, I suck so bad at doing this solo. No, I have not reminded anybody to smash that like button. Please smash that like button. I did do the ad. I did do that. So, Melanie would be proud of me. I don't know what's going to be on the schedule because I haven't decided when videos are. I've done like 5 videos already, and I'm doing a couple more. At the end of the month is when I'll do the upcoming collected editions for July. So that will be on June 30th. That will go live on June 30th, and then my top 10 on July 2nd. So that's all I know so far. So if you get stuck on an island, what 3 books would you like to have there? All right, Uncanny X-Men 3, Berserk, Volume 4. Oh, that's right before the big thing. I would have to have something that takes me time to read. Watchmen. So I can read Watchmen over and over and become the biggest expert on Watchmen. And a Madara book. Because I'm going to be stuck on a deserted island, The Rise and Fall. Thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. The Rise and Fall of Batman Omnibus. Most impactful text I came across was Azrael reciting a prayer to God before battle. Can you share a similar experience you had in comics based on faith? God bless you on your trip to Japan. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah. Every time I talk about this, my brother, it brings a tear to my eye. So I'm gonna try not to. It is one of my favorite moments in Justice Society of America. And it's Jay Garrick talking to Mr. Terrific. They're fighting Hawkman. They're fighting reincarnated gods. Mr. Terrific, a little bit of background, is atheist because he lost his wife and son in a car accident. Like, they got killed. So he doesn't believe in anything. Jay Garrick, Christian. So Jay says, they're fighting gods and they're fighting all these things that they can't explain. And it's almost a conversation like, how can you still believe in God and things like that and faith? And the way that Jay Garrick put it, man, just I thought it was done so beautiful. It was talking about how, you know, they come from different worlds and they see the world differently. But Jay Garrick had also lost an adopted child. And he tells Mr. Terrific about this. He was he's talking about losing this child, about him and his wife adopting this child and the child dying. And he said, but if there's any damn justice in this world, then, you know, you will see your wife and kid again, and I will see my child. And man, every time I lose it, I like that speech of faith and believe, and you know, just reaching somebody that, you know, that it's two people having a conversation. I think that is the beauty of that story, is that they don't have the same beliefs, right? And we've seen that over and over again. And just because you come from different backgrounds, just because you have different religious beliefs, doesn't mean you should separate this human experience from one another. We all are here together. We have to coexist. And I thought that was so beautifully put. And that one moved me. That one was good. And of course, I could use a lot of Nightcrawler as an example about faith and stuff. But I had to go with that one. That's my favorite one. That's the one that really moved me. I thought it was beautiful. Given how people now love the Clone Saga and other bad books at all, I'm scared that 10 years from now, the line people will be celebrating a since past reprint. Well, in a way, they kind of are, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry, not since One More Day, because people want a JMS Omnibus Volume 2 reprint, and that contains One More Day. The angriest man in comics. Are we talking about Alan Moore? Alan Moore, Tom King, the way he treats people but don't bow to his beliefs is disgusting. I've never had an interaction with Tom King. I just like his stories. Then again, I've never had an interaction with Alan Moore. I enjoy his stories, but I've been told he's also an angry old man. Besides Scott Snyder's Batman and Justice League, what's your favorite New 52 run? Oh, I actually like Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and Chang. I really dig those, man. Those are good. Justice League Dark was excellent. Close as we can get to John Constantine, Vertigo era, but not quite. But still good. I'm trying to think. I really enjoy quite a bit of the New 52. There were some things that, of course, overshadow it. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Grant Morrison's or George Perez's Superman, but I think it had to do with that Superman. New Superman I really liked because it was a new character. And if you've not read it, it was so good. Frankenstein was so good. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. Love your shirt. Just email you mine. Okay, I will check your email, brother. Yeah, but how many are rushing to buy the One More Day gallery edition? I don't know. Maybe in 10 years' time, you know, people change their minds. Omar, thank you so much, my brother. May you, Melanie, and the family have a safe and memorable trip to Japan. May you enjoy well-deserved vacation to its fullest. Peace and blessings. Dude, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for all the well wishes and stuff. Thank you all so much. I seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I will miss doing these live streams for the next couple of weeks. But Maddie and Tina are going to be doing them. So that's really sweet that they're going to be. So please show them some love by showing up here the next couple of Saturdays. They've got questions. They'll have answers. And is that Garfield, Carl? It is Garfield. Surf's up, brother. No, we are leaving for Japan in 2 days. So this is the last Saturday stream before we'll come back in July. Hey, Omar, do you think that now this is, I'm going to go ahead and I know what you're going to ask, and I'm going to say no. Hey, Omar, do you think now that Fables is back, they will reprint volume 7 of the deluxe edition? Been insanely low print volume. I say no because unless they get somebody in there that knows these things are out of print, they don't. They have no clue. And it's not their fault. It's just because they're so swamped with work. I actually see them like making an absolute or an omnibus. Yeah, that's what I see happening. Ask more about the Tory party. Then you'll see anger. Well, no. Will they be streaming from your basement? I don't think so. I mean, they're more than welcome to. My parents will be here. My parents are going to be watching my dogs. My dog and my cats. So sweet. Will DC reprint Storm Ranch 1 through 5 anytime soon? I just rebought them secondhand. I haven't heard. So Melanie is missing the last chance of seeing me in last week. Like, you know what? I'm going to call her so she can wish you all a how much she misses you, and she wishes she was here, but she really isn't feeling well. They're doing 2 live streams back on the Saturdays.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, how you feeling?
A little better. Start drinking coffee.
Okay.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm still in the live. I was just wondering, you want to say hi to everybody before we leave?
Oh, hi to everybody.
Even Bar?
Yes, especially Bar.
Especially Bar. All right, go ahead. Is that all? Is that all you had? Oh, that's your words of wisdom you're leaving them with?
I don't know.
People are saying they hope you feel better.
Oh, well, thank you.
And they miss you.
Thank you. I don't. Well, thank you. We'll see you when we come back from Japan.
There you go. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I love you, baby. I'll be up there in a few. Bye. There you go. This is Melanie ASMR. No, she's feeling not sick, just overwhelmed and stressed, and it kind of hit her all today. So we still got a lot to do. And yeah, we're wishing all wishing Melanie well. So you both enjoy your trip. Thank you, man. Dude, Kingsport Cow. I'll tell her you sent her a rose, my brother. Much love, Mel. A queen of collected editions. You're also sweet. The most impactful thing I ever read in comics was the Silent Batman and Robin 18. Oh, dude, yes, that letter that Damian wrote to his dad makes me break down every time. Yeah, I actually did a video on the things that give me manly eye sweat in comics, and there's quite a lot. God, we need to sedate Bar the week the Japan holiday's over. Yeah, that's exactly what she needed, John. She needed a brain break, and she does so much for the channel behind the scenes. So, yeah, anytime she needs off. Joining the chorus to say, I hope you, Melanie, and the girls have the most amazing and unforgettable time in Japan. We will miss you. See you when you get back. And I'm not lying, dude. I'm not just saying. I will miss you all. Like, since I work by myself all day long, I feel like this is my moment. I get to hang out with my friends and talk to you all and answer some questions. Not all of them, unfortunately, especially when I'm doing this by myself. But I do enjoy this. And I think I need to give my brain a break too this coming week. Because, it's going to take me a couple of days to go into vacation mode. Because there's not a day that I don't think about this channel or about working on it. So, is Alf big in Japan? No, he's not. Next Saturday stream will be Maddie and Tina and Bar. Oh my gosh, then I'll definitely get my show canceled. Putting all 3 of them together. I had to step away from the chat a bit. Was Melanie not feeling well? No, she's a little taking a brain break. Omar, will you be getting the Lego Wolverine Build-A-Figure? No, what? That's a thing? I have Optimus Prime and I have the Batmobile. Do I need that? Oh, man. I don't know if I need that one. I wish Melanie to get better fast and enjoy your trip. Try to take some free time from here. Oh, thank you. No free time for me for the next couple of days, though, and that's okay. Safe travels to you and your family. Have fun in Japan. Thank you all so much. Have you read Brian K. Vaughan's Saga? Yes, I love that. That issue with the 3 black pages hit me so hard. Yes, absolutely. I love Saga. One of my favorite Brian K. Vaughan's. Safe travels to my brother, sister Melanie, and my nieces. Much love to you all. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, man. Hey, Omar, is the Super Sons Omni reprint going to include the recent Superman and Robin special? Not that I've heard, but I will ask. And who knows if my contact will get back to me. I'll ask on Monday. Omar, a few months ago, you said while you were in Japan, Maddie, Tina, and Omnidog will take over. Is Omnidog going to take over? I mean, he can. He's more than welcome to. It's out of my control now, man. I'll invite him. He's at Heroes Con right now. Him and Patty texted me. Hey, if Maddie and Tina want to have me on the stream, that would be so fun. People will be sad to see you back. Oh my gosh. What a backhanded compliment. That shirt is Quackers. That's right, brother. It sure is. Wishing you, Melanie, and the girls a great holiday. Have a nice rest, and don't worry about the channel. It'll be here when you get back and be pushing more and more for the 100K subs. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Now, is there a Flashpoint Beyond trade paperback? I believe it's coming out in hardcover first, and then there'll be a trade paperback. No crossing, no suiting up or mentions of the crossing or Darkhawk mentions. Breaking out in cold sweats. No, none of that. Omar, do you see any chance for Legion Superheroes Omnibus from DC? Well, we've had 2 so far, right? I'm sorry. We've had 2 modern, and we've had some Silver Age. Yeah, I think the popularity of Legion will be, yeah, they'll definitely have them back. That wasn't a compliment, back complaint. That was a straight up insult. That was just the backhand. Bar's like a little sister. You know, like that annoying little sister you just want to lose somewhere out in the woods. That's how I see Bar. Omnidog isn't going to Japan with you? I thought he was the adopted family uncle. No. I don't think he's allowed to leave the country or the state. Kidding. Lionheart, Maddie, and Tina are in charge of the channel while Omar's gone. Don't let it break then. The Urban Condition is going to hit 85 subs while he's on vacation. Just you watch. Yeah, nobody unsub, please. You better give us a Japan haul video. I want to see some awesome figures. Yeah, if you all want to see that, I'll be happy to. 9 minutes left. All right. Let's do this, baby. Let's do it. Give me that round robin. Is that what it's called? I don't even know what it's called. You should feel bad for my actual sisters. I kind of do. You're good people, Bar. You have a good heart. Just nuts and young. 2 weeks away from bar comments sounds like a good vacation for you, Omar. Yeah, but she's trying to get my channel cast. My older sister actually tried to leave me at the grocery store when I was 3 years old, even when you were 3. Ooh, that's awesome. Planning on getting Infinite Crisis Omnibus of the because of the good mapping. It's excellent mapping. But Final Crisis, I'll get the trade paperback. Is it worth an omnibus? The only reason I would say to get it in omnibus format is because of the artwork by J.H. Williams, who actually came back and drew some stuff for the collected edition when it came out in hardcover. I don't think Superman is in 3D in there. It was 3D in the deluxe edition, and I think in the absolute edition. Legion of Three Worlds. Jeff Johns, George Perez. That's the reason. What book are you taking to Japan? I'm actually going to take a couple of these black box comics. Some of these look really interesting. They were kind enough to send me some issues, and I'm already thinking, oh, dude, I can't wait to read the rest of this in collected editions. There's some names in here I haven't seen for a while. So, are you looking for any specific books while you're in Japan? Maybe some video games? Yes, and some toys. Take Consulate. No! What if I get stuck on a deserted island? I'm going to take some Minara and some Uncanny and Watchmen. Would you do a food vlog? Nobody wants to see that, man. I am going to do a little bit of recording, even though my wife said no, but I'm like, hey, it's a tax write-off, and she's like, okay, you can do a little bit. What will new DC catalog happen? Wonder if I should buy Dark Crisis hardcover this week, or will they do an omnibus soon? Well, what was the Villains United? Was it Villains United or Year of the Villain was the one that got canceled that they were going to do? So I don't know. Maybe. Timestamps will be easy for the next couple of weeks. 00 to end. Better than Omar streams. Wow. Have a great... You guys. That's hardcore. Are you bringing Daniel Way's Wolverine? Y'all know I have that in a custom omnibus, right? Like 2 of them. I don't even like that book. I hate that story. And I have because I'm so stupid and weak. Why do people listen to me? How dare you leave us behind? I'm subscribed. Yeah, I know better, man. Hey, Amanda's still going to be doing the stream, and she's going to be doing, I think, the first episode of Secret Invasion with Maddie next Wednesday, too. So, do we have a price for a Hush Omni? Yes, it's $150. I'm sorry, I thought I mentioned that. Did I not mention it in the video? That video I shot late, like I think at 2 o'clock in the morning, so maybe I missed it. Omar, are you not tempted to bring Bendis books to Japan? No, I'm not tempted. Daniel Way, the most important Wolverine writer of those years. No. Why did I even read that? Would you and Melanie ever consider retiring to a scenic Japanese active fishing village? The government has actually been paying nationals and expatriates for years to move them as a part of a. There's a second part to this. Oh, now I'm interested. Omar, take Unicron. No. Yes, there's a Hush Saga Omnibus is back on the dock, man. Coming out, I believe in September. That's what I said. How did you meet Amanda and Maddie? Tupperware party, but we didn't bring Tupperware. No, I'm just kidding. I'm related to Amanda. Maddie's a good friend of mine that I met through Tina. Omar, it is not Secret Invasion. You told us they were taking over. Oh, right. Yes. Make sure you leave your filero at home, senor. Filero. Oh, Japan don't play with them weird laws. Oh, yes. We already had to learn about that. Melanie did. Oh, believe me, I drive my family absolutely insane. There's a part of me that also feels sorry for them, but not enough to stop it. So you actually know what you do. Bless your heart. Omar, don't take any books that you will probably buy loads in Japan, which will weigh a ton. Oh, I'm in my backpack. I always take books with me. Even though my wife always makes fun of me for carrying omnis, I'm like, I don't care. It's an omnibus. Taking it with me. Is there material for Deadpool Minibus Volume 4? I think if enough miniseries keep coming out. Hey, I read that Alyssa Wong Deadpool book. That made me laugh. That was solid. I don't know if y'all have been reading it or not, but that, because I haven't really been enjoying her Dr. Aphra. It's just been okay. But that Deadpool book was solid. I think she kind of found her calling. Like not just the first issue, like the first 4 issues. Fifth one was okay, and I understand why it wasn't funny. I love the artwork in Hush, but the story is a bit too messy for me. Fun character moments though. How did I meet Tina at a library event? They asked me if I wanted to come and speak because they knew I was a collector. That's how I met her wife. Heather emailed me, and then when she saw a statue, I have a statue of Hikaru from Magic Knight Ray Earth. She told her wife Tina, and Tina is a big Magic Knight Ray Earth fan. So she was like, okay, we have to become best friends. And we were really close. Like, my parents have their numbers in case anything's like one of the cats gets sick and my parents don't know what to do. So yeah, we're very close. Good people. Oh, thank you for that. Alyssa Wong uses they. I thought it was Vida Ayala. Oh my gosh. Sorry. They. Yes, I really enjoyed their run. Thank you. Please don't hesitate to correct me because I'm an old man and a creature of habit. I'm sorry. Omar, what is the original comic art that you always wanted to own? Oh, I can tell you the animation cell, Transformers the movie, where Galvatron's like the Matrix. Oh, I love that. I would love to own that animation cell. Art. Psylocke coming out of the water from X-Men #8, Jim Lee, Scott Williams. You know why. Rob Liefeld actually has the piece of John Byrne art that I want, and that is Sauron pulling Storm out of the water with her hair. Oh my gosh, I remember. The curves, man. Woo. The Infinity Gauntlet. Not the snap, but the spread page of God and Thanos with Mephisto. Oh, that's so good. And honestly, I love to have that piece of Phil Jimenez where Superman, the Golden Age Superman's fighting Superboy Prime, and he's talking about, you know, the symbol and what it means to be Superman. It's about action. I love that. Yeah. Okay, let's take a couple more questions here. Omar, can you use the jingle? Being Melanie's sick, and don't forget, jazz hands feel better. Melanie, it's vacation party time. Ting, jazz hands. There we go. After stream, Omar needs to take a nap. Dude, after the stream, I got to record 2 videos back to back. And actually, I need some food badly. Uncanny Omar need food badly. Thought you wanted an animation cell from Rogue. Oh, yes. Dude, there's a t-shirt of Apocalypse, you know, the Akira where not Tetsuo, Kaneda, yes, Kaneda, watch the streamline dub. Sorry guys, it's always going to be Kaneda. Is walking to the bike, and it's got Akira. It's Apocalypse walking to Rogue in that pose. I'm like, I need to buy that shirt. I can't remember where I saw it, but I'm like, I need to buy that shirt. That is freaking brilliant. If you know, you know. Omar, could you do a reading order for the Magic side of DC, including Justice League Dark and Shadow Pact? Thank you. Shadow Pact. Oh, yeah, Shadow Pact became its own series. Yes. Yes. Omar, have the best Father's Day and safe, fun trip. Thank you. Thank you. And a happy Father's Day to you all, too. Everyone out there. And if you don't have a dad still here, you know, thinking of you all. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Thanks for all you do. Terrence, thank you. Thank you, man. And it's my pleasure. Best actress to play Rogue. Oh, that's a hard question. Who's the girl from Baywatch? The movie, not the TV show. She was also in that disaster movie with The Rock. I think she played her daughter. That girl's cute. I don't remember her name. Her. Enjoy your vacation. Thank you. Hey, Omar, favorite Wolverine covers done by Mark Silvestri for you. 33, of course. Popping the claws out. It's classic. Issue 50, Return of Weapon X. Loved it. 41, the one with Cable and Sabretooth. Solid. Love that cover. 37, Blood and Claws. Yeah, 37. It's a solid one. And honestly, when he came back to New X-Men and did the variant of 150, I think. Is that the Wolverine cowboy butt shot? I can't remember. No, I'm talking about the one where he had the new team with the Sentinel in the background. Maybe it was a variant to another issue. Alexandra Daddario is the girl from Baywatch, but I think she would be perfect as the Tan. Oh, her too, yes. And on that note, I just want to thank you all for joining me on the Saturday live stream. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com for books up to 50% off. And tell them your Make Edition sent you their way for a free shipping on your next order after your first one. Thank you all. I am going to miss you all. Seriously. Stay healthy and safe out there. I will see you when I get back in July. Actually, I'm doing a live stream on Monday. We're doing it live. That will be, gosh, I'm crazy, but I got to get these videos out. The October Marvel solicitations. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a couple of people that will be joining me for that. So if you want to come back and join me, that will be the last stream until I come back in July. Take care, everybody. But I understand it's a work day, so not everybody can join live. Cast Mary Louise Parker as older Selena Kyle. Ooh, she's cute. I always liked her too. Stay healthy and safe, everyone. Much love.